been so long since I picked up the camera, and I literally feel like I've done this video like 3 times. I feel like I forgot how to speak on camera. It's crazy. Appreciate the seasons of life that you're going through right now, right? I was in church literally yesterday, and we were talking about how throughout the Bible, you'll see different prophets, how they like have to go through phases of life that are very testing. And I feel like we've dumbed this down as we've gotten older and as like the world's gotten a lot easier and more comfortable, to the point where we don't ever really have to endure a type of stress like people back in the day had to, whether it was hunting for food, whether it was spiritual stress, whatever it is. And you might be going through a period right now where you feel like God is like trying to show you something in your life. Whether it's, you lost your girlfriend, whether it's your job's not providing, whether it's, you feel just bad, you feel depressed, you're not happy with your life. All these things happen at some point in your life, right? And throughout the past weeks, I've been very trying to figure out why, these spikes happen throughout my daily processes, through working on the business, other things pop up, and I'm like, why did that pop up? And you just try to decipher it. But in reality, and this is something I realized yesterday in church, you have to go to a different level with God. You do. And I see this especially in my life. I'm man enough to admit it, that I'll hit a new level with God, I'll get tested, and I'll fall right back down. I'll hit a new level with God, he'll give me something I've been wanting, or he'll give me the happiness, he'll give me the confidence back, fall right back down. And that's where I feel like the word sacrifice comes into play, because it's so difficult, because our world today is fully just not attached to God. Most of your friends, I guarantee you can look, they're probably out just drinking, smoking, hooking up with people. And those aren't godly activities. I'm not saying you can't go out and hang out with your friends. I just did yesterday, but I didn't do anything that was sinful. I wasn't cussing, I wasn't hooking up with chicks. I was just there hanging out. So it's you have to change your personality. You have to change your persona. You have to figure out what is preventing you from getting closer to God, and attach your self-worth to developing those things, right? For me, for instance, it's all right, I need to stop cussing. I need to work harder, and I need to, just put my all into knowing that God's going to provide, right? I try to force so many things in my life right now when they're not meant to be forced. They're meant to be earned throughout time, earned throughout my development, earned throughout, the process. You got to earn it through the process. And I know that sounds crazy, and I know it can sound just repetitive, but I was on a phone call with my stepdad, and I literally was just telling him I went out with this girl 3 times, bro, and it's just so annoying because this and this and this. And he's like, why? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, why are you doing these things? And I was like, well, obviously I want to find a woman I can be with someday. And he was like, yeah, but God didn't put her in your life, you're chasing. And I was like, boom, there it is. And the more I started to think about it, we do that with everything in life. Instead of trusting God and going further with him, still putting in the work and still developing yourself, still creating areas where, he can bless you. But when we lose track of growth with him, we lose track of furthering our relationship, that's when you revolt back to your old self. And that was the key I realized over the weekend. I was like, wow, you really have to give another piece of yourself to God. You have to give another piece of yourself to your future, Give another piece of yourself to the work ethic. Every little thing, bro. That's what it takes. And as I'm sitting here on this day, it's literally like April 20th, and I'm looking back and I'm like, bro, what am I doing? And don't get me wrong, like, there's been a lot of things in my life that are changing. Like, a lot of my best friends left. Like, I'm literally the only one here right now in Florida. And I have friends down here, but it's not the same as like the homies. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, bro, what is this chapter meant for? Like, what is my theme right now? And I think it's just work hard, follow God, keep your energy pure, don't fall apart in times of adversity, isolation, tests. That's how you win, bro. That's all it really takes. This is the hardest mindset to have, and it's the hardest thing to ever, be able to actually accomplish. And it's to have the mindset that no matter what happens in my life, I'm going to continue to push forward and continue to grow better. That is the hardest mindset to have. It's resilience. It's mental fortitude. It's being able to look at problems in life and say, I don't care. I'm going to push through. I'm going to win. I'm going to, trust God. These things are the hardest character traits to develop. And I think that's what I'm developing right now. So we will, push forward, grow, and figure it out, man. That's all it is, man. Life is a big game of figuring it out. Life is a big game of staying on path and sacrificing things now for yourself in the future. I hope this video hit who needed to hear it. If you're still here, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, man, other than that, we out. Peace.